RERA has redefined the role of chartered accountants. CA Ramesh Prabhu explains.
Okay, good morning. Good morning. आज आपण चर्चा करणार आहोत Real Estate Regulation and Development Act 2016. This is an act where 4 professionals are made as a part of the regulatory system. The first is the advocate. Why advocate? Because the advocate is a person who verifies the title of the land and certifies the land is proper. And that advocate should be not less than 10 years of experience. So that is how a title verification is done by the regulatory authority on the basis of the title given by the advocate. Who is the next profession required? Naturally, to prepare a plan, architect. Full trust, responsibility and accountability. So that is being put on the architect. We will prepare the plan, we will understand the plan, we will certify the plan, we will give the various milestones and various responsibility and accountability job description for this architect has been given. And third professional who is actually required is OP. So he should be technically qualified called as a building engineer, civil engineer. So that means the engineer is going to verify, certify, supervise, monitor and then he is going to assist the entire building activity. So that is a third. And the fourth, what exactly is the entire business is dealing with? I'll give an example so that makes you more easy example. That is what is made if we are eating a bread, butter, this, that, idli, ovo and all that. After 2 hours or 3 hours, what it gets converted into blood. Means blood is the lifeline of the body. Same way in business, what is more important? Money. In a business, whether it is a service you give, it is converted into money terms. You take goods, it is converted into money terms. You do anything, any transaction in the business, but at the end of the day, in business, the money is most important. So the accounting of the money, keeping control of the money by a professional called chartered. The entire regulation is keeping full faith and trust and accountability on a chartered. Because what happens is, if we are to look at the earlier system, there was a MAHARASHTRA ownership act, there was a regulation, there is a transfer of property act, there is a registration act, there are various acts in place for the purpose of land loss, for the purpose of construction, that is a development control rules. There are various authorities, various laws, various departments. But in spite of that, you know, I know how unregulated this sector was. Naturally, that need to be regulated. The present government mantra is very simple: minimum government, maximum governance. The second mantra of this government is ease of doing business. Who can ensure all this? Naturally, the professionals. This entire law has changed the entire working of the chartered accountants. I am here to tell you that the role of a chartered accountant has completely changed. A chartered accountant is required at the time of registration one certificate. Have you seen that certificate? Which never and ever we have given, nor our institute guideline as on today's stands permits us to give that certificate. What is that certificate? Estimated balance cost of construction or the project. Tell me, our code of conduct, our institute guidelines does permit us to give or certify any estimate cost? The answer is no. That means this act has tried to change the entire gambit of the whatever we have studied so far. So therefore, a new guideline will be definitely issued because the institute guideline does not survive when there is a regulatory guideline. If the regulatory guideline is that, if there is an RBI and there is an institute guideline, RBI guideline will prevail upon. Same way, no doubt the institute guideline says that you cannot estimate the balance cost of the project or any estimation we cannot certify. But if the law demands, the regulation demands, then the law will take care, is supreme to the any other guideline. And I had to meet none other than, of course, our president of the institute, I spent about 2 hours discussed with him. Some of the central council members also had discussed. We have formed a committee under the central council, wherein a study group has been made. Of course, I am a part of that, where we are going to come out with the study guidelines as to how this estimation and other things, what are the checklists, what are the things has to be done. The role of a chartered accountant is going to change under this. Are you with me? Yeah. So mindset has to be changed. So real estate business, what is involved, land cost, construction cost, material cost, labor cost, other overheads, all these need to be understood. And then it is not that somebody gives a certificate engineer and you also put a C and kappa and receive the fees. No, you will have to go beyond what has been given by the expert, and therefore this guideline will shortly follow. 2 months, 10 days are left out for the ongoing project to be registered. An ongoing project cannot be registered unless until the CA gives a certificate stating that what is the balance cost of estimation. Prima facie, you will have to rely on, no doubt, the certificates given by the architect as well as the engineer, because they are the technical people. You also need to take a due diligence. Now, for example, architect gives the certificate that 7-story building is completed and therefore 70% of the work is completed out of 10 story. What is expected from you is that if the engineer says 70 crore is spent as per his estimation, then you will have to ask the books of accounts. Let us say the project was going on for last 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. Then all 3-4 years balance sheet, profit and loss account, ledger account, what is debited to that project has to be verified. Whether his and his girlfriend foreign tour has been debited to the project cost, whether anything else has been done. He may say that the balance sheet and all that you don't dig out, because by digging out the balance sheet and other things, you are spoiling my balance sheet, income return, all that I have done, nothing doing. I am required to certify to the regulatory authority related to the balance cost of the estimate. Okay, balance cost you have estimated 100 crore, I have no issue. But your engineer certifies that 70 crore is spent, I need to verify from the records of the last 3 years, 5 years, 6 years, how much money has been spent. Now your books last 3 years you have verified and you find that only 60 crore is spent. Then now what you will say? Now you will say that as per the books of accounts, the work completed is how much? 60 crore. And therefore, the balance estimated cost according to me is now 40 crores. Now, when he is estimating as 100 crore, now you need to take out the detail. Now the lift is there. Okay, get me the quotation of the lift. You have a labor contract. You have estimated labor contract so much. You have estimated so much steel. You have estimated so much cement. You have estimated so much sand. You have estimated so many bricks. You have estimated so many labor hours. For the plastering, this, that. You have estimated for the plumbing, this, that, electric contract, all this. You give me all the evidence. Then I will be able to understand and certify, okay, 100 crore what you have said is right. Otherwise, it may also happen that when the actual spending is required to be 80 crore and you overestimate as 100 crore, then I am certifying the wrong estimation. Next thing, the engineer gives a certificate that 7 story is completed, architect gives a certificate as 7 story completed, and your proprietor or the promoter gives you a certificate that yes, 7 story is completed. But can you believe all these 3 people representation certificate and believe that 7 story is completed? The answer is absolutely no. I need to go to the site. I need to verify the site, whether that site also has 7 story. If you cannot go, send your assistant, get the WhatsApp photographs and establish yourself. Because today you are a part of regulatory system. On the basis of your certificate, regulatory authority is going to grant you the registration. We receive the fees from the proprietor. But having received the fees, the way we prepare an income tax report, we prepare a GST report, audit report, or whatever report we do, or a company's report, and we give it to the regulator. Same way, here is the regulator who expects a chartered accountant to verify all this and do due diligence. He may say that यार बैलेंस शीट हो गया, सब कुछ हो गया, तुम डिस्टर्ब मत करो उसको, मेरा इनकम टैक्स का स्क्रूटिनी में आ सकता है, ये हो सकता है, यार मेरा सर्टिफिकेट जा सकता है, तुम्हारा तो स्क्रूटिनी में आ सकता है, बट may lose my certificate. In such case, if somebody is trying to overpower you, reject that. If you are compromising on that, you are not compromising yourself, you are compromising and bringing a bad name to the institute of which you and me are the part. Forget about that. Tomorrow, if there is any grievances, unnecessarily, you and I will be questioned by the regulatory authority, I and you will be questioned by the public at large, I and you will be questioned by our